Okay, so today we are going to do our first class, introduction to linguistics. Okay, so this is my first meeting with you. So we will hope always that we will have a great journey towards our learning procedures. Okay, so everyone, see contents. So in this course, what we are going to learn. So in the context, introduction to the course, as I have already given it to you, and by this time I will be giving it to you. Okay, so the second number is human language, design features of language. Okay, so we can know that there are certain differences. So, okay, first of all, we all, the creatures which has been created by God Almighty, have language. Do you know that?
Yes, sir.
We all have languages, but not all languages actually understandable. Isn't it? Not all languages are understandable, but the human languages are understandable. Hey, can you see, if a Chinese man, okay, some of you, maybe anyone can know Mandarin or Chinese?
No.
Any little? Any Korean? Any K-drama fan?
Yes, sir.
Okay, no problem. Maybe or maybe not. Okay, so human language are distinctive for some features. We will talk about that in this course. And design features of language, that means that actually includes every languages inside the world, including cats and dogs and whichever animal you name it, they have it. Yes. Okay. I want to give an example. Hey, just suppose we do not know Mandarin or Chinese anything. Well, I do not know even either. So if a Chinese man comes here and then he started talking in Chinese, and I just giving him the floor and then say, okay, please sir, would you please give us the lecture in Chinese? Then I can go and sit there, and then he started presenting the language in English, in Chinese. Does that help? Can we infer the meaning?
No, sir.
No, nothing. That means language is important, but the understanding of language is more important than that. If we cannot understand that language, then the Mandarin and cat's meow is equal for us.
Yes.
We do not know neither of them, isn't it? We do not know either of them. Okay, so we will talk about this in our course, that how language differs from one and another, and the features of human languages. Many languages: Bengali, English, Urdu, Hindi, and everything. Yes, French also. That's right. Okay, so in this course we will study a little bit of phonetics and phonology. Okay, phonetics and phonology. Phonetics and phonology is basically compared to scientific method of understanding the speech sound. Please remember it. Scientific method of understanding the speech sound. We all know what does that mean. Speech means the sound is occurring from my mouth, okay, and it could be audible to your ear. So it's a reciprocal thing. It's a both way. I can speak, but you all are deaf. That's not a language. That's not how it works. Okay? But I cannot speak. Maybe from for some medical reason. Maybe I do not know. I cannot speak, but you all can hear. So that's not a language either. But nowadays we have sign languages, isn't it? So by sign languages, we can also understand everything. What's the purpose of language? Can anyone say? Communication, okay. Communication and another thing?
To understand each other's feelings.
Oh, that's right.
Thoughts.
We to understand each other's feeling and thoughts and everything. To understand properly.
Yes.
Because miscommunication is also occur, isn't it?
Yes.
Miscommunication also occurs. So, in phonetics and phonology, we only talk about the auditory language which can be delivered and which can be heard by us. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, and phonology we will understand the organograms within our mouth and everything, and how speech sound occurs and which language stresses in one particular thing, and which language actually stresses another particular thing. We will talk about that in our phonetics and phonology part of this introduction to linguistics course. Okay, so, and morphology. Okay, anyone knows what does that mean? Morphology. And morpheme, morphology. Okay, so morphology means words. In just plain language, we can say, yes, that's right. In Bengali, we can say shabda tattva, but in English, we can say it deals with words. Only words. C-A-T. Ka, a, ta, cat. Isn't it? So, ka, a, ta. Only afterwards, one after another, synchronizingly, it actually gives us a meaning. But ka, a, and ta doesn't give us any meaning, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So that's why there's a difference between phonology or morphology. Phonology deals with the sounds, but morphology deals with the meaningful sound. See? Morphology deals with the meaningful sound, aka words, aka shabda, whatever you want to say. And phonology deals with just sound, aka dhvani tattva, isn't it? Okay, so let's go to the next slide, please. Okay, these are some texts I think I should share this slide also even after the class, so that it could be handed over to you, and then you can recapitulate your lectures and you can learn from that and these books. So it's handy to have one slide, okay, isn't it?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Do we have buy any books like?
Yes, we might have to buy some books. All of these books are very cheap and it's available at the Friends Book Corner. As our English department, we have that only in Nilket Friends Book Corner. Everything actually, everything actually present there at the Friends Book Corner, available at there. Okay, so we will need some 3 books. Well, it's not necessary to you to have all of these books bought, but some of the chapters I would like to, I will tick mark for you, and those chapters, if you can buy the book, okay, it's really good. It's really good because I bought my Student's Life book today. So that's actually been bought by me when I was at your age, at your side. I was a student at Hagen University, so I bought that book. So if you have that book for reference, it's also it is always good, isn't it?
Yes.
Because you can go to the book, because we do not actually abide by our memories. So there's a huge saying that do not believe your memory. Memories deceive sometimes, isn't it?
Yes.
Memories really deceive sometimes. Okay, so I would like you to suggest that these books are essential for our course. If you want to buy it, buy it. If you want to have a PDF, search it on Google or search it on anywhere you can find handy. Okay, so the first book is Linguistics, an Introduction by Jane Aitson. I provide it. There's no need for photographs. Okay, I'll provide it. Okay, so an introduction by Jane Aitson. It's a recommended text. The second one is Introduction to Language by Himes. That's the man. Okay? So Introduction to Language by Himes is also important for us because the lectures I'll be giving to you basically from that books. Okay? I'll be referring to these books and I'll be giving you the tasks from these books.
Second one.
Yes, sir?
Second one.
Second one, third one, and first one. All of them. All of them. Okay. And the third one, as I bought from my closet and from my library, The Study of Language by George Yule. Yeah, yes, that's right. This is the book. The Study of Language. It's my book. Well, the first 2 books, okay, let me help you from one thing. The first 2 books are good, really. All of those 3 are really great books. But if you want to buy at least one and very precise, everything underneath. I mean, not everything, but at least I mean, average, on an average, everything concise within one book, then that's the book you want. Okay, the third one. It's a must-have book. Okay, so these three books we will be talking about, and our lectures and our syllabus will be precise within these books and revolve within these books. Okay. So that's another books also, contemporary linguistics and introduction. That's not an important book. The fourth one. Okay, and the last one. That's a must-have book because not only in introduction to linguistics, but you could have some phonetics and phonology course also. Yes, don't you? I think you will have a course which is named is Phonetics and Phonology and English Phonetics and Phonology by Peter Roach. It's a must-have book. It's a must-have book. It's a very cheap and maybe 60 to 70 taka maybe at that time. Not more than 100 taka, but it's a must-have book. So two we have must-have books. One is this, and another one is Peter Roach Phonetics and Phonology. There we can find some IPA charts, some I mean everything, each and everything we can find there. That's a very handy book. I mean we can say that's the Bible of phonetics and phonology and linguistics also. Okay, so Dictionary of Linguistics Phonology by David Crystal. That's not very important because nowadays we have Oxford English Dictionary and everything concised within that. They have IPA symbols also. They have those IPA words. So we do not have to buy another dictionary only for phonetics and phonology and only for introduction to linguistics, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Okay, question to ponder: what is linguistics, and is the study of linguistics important? Why? I should ask you, but as today is the first class, I should ask myself, and then I should give you two answers. Okay, what is linguistics? Anyone have any thought? Yes, sir. You can stand up. You can sit down. Whatever you like.
I think study of linguistics is meaning learning about human language, I guess.
Okay, human language, or maybe any language. Okay, close enough. Sit down, please. So, what is linguistics? Linguistics is a science of language. In very common words. Okay, linguistics, the science of language. Linguistics deals with the language and its states and bits. Okay? So as it's an introductory class, I cannot say what is the linguistics because if I can ask this question should take 2 hours only. What is linguistics in brief, if I may answer to you. Okay, so what is linguistics? Linguistics only deals with the language, the study of language, and linguistics, yes, the science of language. Okay, is the study of linguistics important? Obviously, because we have to pass the course, we have to gain marks, isn't it? That's the easiest answer. But, okay, jokes apart, is the study of linguistics important? Yes, because by studying linguistics, we can know the evolve of language. Because some of you may heard of this saying that language is like a river which is flowing spontaneously. Language like a river which is flowing spontaneously. So, yes, it's a stream or a river which flows downwards, and that's why we have to keep track. We have to keep track in which language, from which language that comes, why that evolved, why we say cat as a Bilal, and Bilal, from Bilal we can say Eli, why that happens. Everything actually deals with the study of linguistics and its importance, isn't it? So we will say rickshaw in Japanese and Bangla, we can say rickshaw, and then in colloquial languages we say rishka. Yeah, that's right. So why all that happens, actually we will find some answers of these questions by studying the linguistics. Yes. Okay, and why? We already answered that question. Okay. Next slide, please. Okay, question number 1. What is a language? Well, there's a grammatical mistake. I do not know why. So, what is a language, or what is language in general? Can anyone say? Apart from the girl who's answering much. I want everyone, especially the last benches. I really have love with the last benches because as I am also a last bencher, a back bencher maybe. Yes, languages are great. Yay.
No, we don't think so.
So, what is language? Can anyone from the back? Well, you're not at the back. Anyone from the back? Come on. Guys and girls, come on. Sirs and madams, come on. What is language? In general. In general. Any answer, any language. You can say it in Urdu also. Any language.
Is the method of human communication?
Method of human communication. A media of human communication, you want to say? A medium or media. What is language? Okay. Well, you are right, quite a bit. What is language? Language is a medium of communication between or among human beings, isn't it? Okay, so what are the forms of language? Can anyone say? What are the forms of language? There are some
Sign
forms of language. Yes, one form is auditory. I'm saying it, you are hearing it, you are responding it.
Yes.
Okay, that's the first and most important form. Then, sign language. Yes, I'm giving some sign, I'm just telling you, or I'm just showing you some things, and then you can see and then you understand my feelings or my expressions, isn't it? So that's one another
Another
form of
language,
language.
blind people, they're
Okay, braille language.
Braille language.
Yeah, that's right, braille language. So some dots, some polka dots, they're actually written, and they actually move their fingers over there, and then they can read by moving their fingers. That's called braille language. Yes, that's another form of language. And I want more forms. I want more forms. Hey, is it a language? Hey, is it a language? Is it a language? Hey. Is it a language? This wasn't. But is it? Is it a language? Hey. Isn't it? Is it a language? Is it a language? Yes, that doesn't count under this form of sign language, but that actually happens. And that's very important language in the examination hall. Very much importance that carries, isn't it?
yes.
Okay, so there are many forms of language, okay, as we talk, and some other forms will occur in your next classes, and we will study that in a particular way, in a structural way. Okay, so what are the characteristics of language? Characteristics of a language. Hey, what does that word mean? Characteristics. Anyone say? Yeah, that's right. In Bengali, we can say boishishto. What are the characteristics of a language? Language should be meaningful. The most important thing, meaningful. As I've said, hey, what's the answer of 4 number? But he said, he thought, what's the answer of 2 number? So he has given me the wrong chip, maybe. Wrong chip, and then I write. So then I got failed. So then I have to trash him. Hey, why you have given me the wrong thing? And then he said, hey, I understood only you asked me for number 2, but that's not number 2. I was asking for number 4. So basically, the communication disorder happens, and then that not carries the meaning. So language should always be meaningful and should properly be understandable. It actually happens with the double meaning words sometimes. If I say, hey, chal, let's play. Let's play means I can play video games, or maybe I can play football. So what actually I am talking about, it has to infer within the context, isn't it? Yes. So first important thing, the meaning should be spontaneous and should be understandable properly. Okay. And any other characteristics of language? Anyone? Come on. Oh well, I think we should create a common platform where I will give it to you. Before my class lecture, I give it to some materials so that you can learn priorly before coming to the class, and then we will have a discussion session, isn't it?
Yes.
That would be that would really be great. Then we can discuss. Then some questions may occur within your minds. Then we will answer those questions. We will basically debunk those secrets, isn't it?
Yes.
So I should do that. See, I've said we all are learners. I'm a learner also, and now I have learned this one thing. Okay, so there are some characteristics of language also. Then those are, it could be written, isn't it? It could be written, it could be said, and it could be performed. You know, mime action, or some drama with no sound. Some mime action.
Mr. Bean.
Mime action, yes. Some mime action. No, it's called mime action. You can always Google it. Mime action. It's really very famous in France. Mime action. So there's a man whose name is Parthoprati Mojumdar, and he is a very common man from mime action in Bangladesh. Okay, so there are very different characteristics of language we already have discussed. Okay, so one is written, one is mime action, and then some of them are said, some of them could be heard, some of them could be seen. And there are another thing that's called hieroglyphic. We know that hieroglyphic. At the ancient Egypt, within the pyramids, they used to write they used to draw some pictures, and it's called hieroglyphic. That's right, isn't it? So hieroglyphic, that's a form of language also, isn't it? Okay, so there are much characteristics of language. We will talk about that later in a very structural way, in a very academic way. Okay, the next one is, what is a language? A medium of communication, as we said, a system of organized elements and symbols, right? Isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't it a symbol? Is it a symbol? Is it organized? If I say this, that's called nah, that actually means one thing. But if I say yeah, and that means one, isn't it? So see, by replacing those words, we can have some different meanings. So that's how language works. Okay, a system of organized elements and symbols, as we've said now, an encoding and decoding system. That's the most important thing, as I've said. We have to decode it. That means, okay, that's what isn't it? Okay, answering the question number 2, but not 4. Okay, it's an encoding and decoding. That means it's a giver and a receiver thing. That's called reciprocal, both way communication, just like mobile phones, isn't it?
Yes.
So basically, do you know that before mobile phones, it's a linguist who actually invented those things, that how we can basically invent those devices. Yeah, that's right. So we are the boss. And CSE. To hell with CSE. Okay. So Joe. What does a language consist of? 2 forms, modes of language. Oral, as I've said, written, as I've said it already. Oral is, we all know that. Oral form consists of sound, speech, sounds, and phonemes. Phonic means the smallest unit of phone. Phone means basically sound, not your cell phone. Okay, so written form consists of letters. Written form consists of letters and codes and symbols. We all know that. Codes, symbols. We all know that. Yeah. Symbols, codes, letters, everything. Okay, we already have that by our directions. Okay, what are the different stages, levels of language? First one, discourse, sentence, clauses, phrases, words, meaning, hey. Most important thing. So here, it basically doesn't come from up-down approach. It comes from bottom-up approach. So the smallest unit of a language is phonemes. In written form, letters. In oral form, phonemes. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. That's right. Okay. So letters and phonemes. If I say it, it's a phoneme. If I write it, it's a. Okay, that's right. Morphemes. Smallest meaningful unit of a word. Cat, dog. Yeah, snake. Hey, why did you call that snake?
Snakes
Oh,
are
I
very
do
common.
not like snakes. I do not like snakes. Okay.
Let's say it's the class, it's very
I
common.
do not like snakes. Okay. So morpheme, cat, dog, human. Okay, that's right. Words. Words could be that. Morphemes and words could be understandable in either way. No problem with that. But morphemes sometimes say cat, just like one singular, and some of them are information. So these are actually words, information, and info is a morpheme maybe, because info, by stating info, we can have a sense of understanding, isn't it? Yes, we can.
Sir.
Okay, yes sir.
Could you please repeat the morphemes definition?
Okay, we will have some morphemes as smallest unit of morpheme, smallest unit of understandable word. A smallest unit of understandable word. That means info.
It's like a short from any kind of
No.
phrase.
Oh my goodness. No. You are getting it wrong. No, not always the short form, but morpheme is like a word. I mean, we actually interchangeably use that word, morpheme, word. Okay, but you can always Google it, isn't it? Morpheme. Just like morpheme, just write morpheme and then you can have it, but morpheme means the smallest unit of an understandable, of a meaningful word. That's the academic language. Smallest unit of a meaningful language. No, not language, word. Okay, so words are there. Basically, these two are interchangeable. We can say, hey, one more important thing. In exam questions paper, exam copy, we can use it interchangeably. No problem. We can change it, we can have it interchangeably. Okay, words. Words, drink, eat, learn. These are the verbs and some noun, maybe. What's your name here? Ria. Roman. Jannat. Nizwana. Hey, one more important thing. See, everything, everywhere is an understanding. She said one thing, Jannatul. Do you know Jannatul? Well, we know that that's an Arabic name. We know that?
Yeah.
Okay. But Jannatul doesn't contain single morpheme. Jannat and ul. These are two things. These two have their own meaning. Ul means orofit. Relation towards someone. Maybe Jannatul Mawa, maybe Jannatul Firdaus, maybe Jannatul Firdaus, maybe Jannatul Firdaus, maybe Jannatul Mawa, maybe Jannatul Baki. Everything. Okay, so these are two morphemes. So now Jannatul could be a one word, but Jannatul could be two morphemes, isn't it? Now maybe ma'am you can understand, huh?
Yes.
Some to a bit, but basically we cannot understand everything inside the classroom. We have to study further. Okay. So then what's gone? Phrases. Phrases are group of words. Phrases are sorry, my handwriting. A group of words which gives us a proper meaning. Well, I can say, hey, there's a poetry by Rabindranath Tagore where I just forgot. There's a perfect example of meaningful word that actually contains the meaning to some extent and that doesn't contain the meaning to some extent. So we can have a comparison between a meaningful phrase and some words are together but they are not consisting any meaning. Okay, so phrases are the meaningful words. A good boy, a beautiful girl, a nice person.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
once in a blue moon. These are also phrases.
Sorry, sir?
Once in a blue moon. These
What's
are
in the
also
blue moon?
phrases.
What's in the blue moon? These are basically idioms. Idioms. Phrases and idioms have their completely otherized functions. Yes. Okay, basically phrases we are saying in a language class, we are not having a grammatical class, isn't it? So, yes sir, yes sir, come. Yes sir, 3 back So, hey, phrases are a group of words which conveys us a proper meaning. Can anyone say some phrases which actually by creating on your own, just now? Okay, let me start it from you. Nice work. Congratulations. Nice work. It's a phrase. It's not a sentence. It's a phrase, isn't it? Can anyone say any other phrases? Come on, Ria. Have a try. Come on, boy.
Gloomy weather, is it a phrase?
Gloomy?
Gloomy weather.
Gloomy weather. Well. It could be a phrase. Maybe it's a phrase, but it doesn't carry a proper meaning. Gloomy weather. I mean, so what? So what is a gloomy weather?
Sunny day.
Well, yeah, it's sunny day. Sunny day. That's right. That's good. But I mean, what's the purpose of it? What's the purpose of it? You need to find a purpose. That means a total loss. A total loss. See, some of you are actually asking, hey, how's the exam going? You say, a total loss. A total loss. Isn't it? Isn't it conveying a proper meaning? That means he's saying, I'm not having fun with the exam. I'm not, maybe I would not, I could not exceed my CGPA. Isn't it? So, anyone can try. Come on.
Does it mean shortcuts?
Shortcuts. Shortcuts phrase, I mean, a group of words which conveys meaning. Okay, a group of words which conveys meaning. Okay, hey, one more important thing. The definitions, in order to have the definitions, just leave as it is. Because we can never basically alter the definitions, because definitions are not given by us. They are basically given by those scientists or those scholars. We are in scholars also, to some extent. Okay, no problem. So, phrases, a group of words which conveys meaning, isn't it? Done. Clauses. Clauses, basically phrases and clauses actually we alter the two things. But in grammatical way, we can say phrases does not contain, phrases do not contain any verb, and clauses does contain verbs, isn't it? We all have learned that in our 7, 8, and 9 standard school. But here we can change it, we can have it interchangeably. Okay, and the proper sentence, I eat rice. So that's my favorite sentence. Yes, I can tell that sentence for PhD students also. I eat rice. That's the greatest sentence I've ever heard. Yeah. So a proper sentence we can say, and then the discourse, the most important thing, and the upperwards thing. That means a discourse is analyzing something, and which is not relevant to the meaning of a sentence or a phrase and clause. Please pay attention. That's the most important part of this slide. Discourse. That discourse actually conveys the meaning of the sentence, the surface level meaning, and the reading between the line meanings. See, just for example, if I say, let's play. Let's play, that could be a meaning of let's play football, let's play basketball outside, let's play table tennis inside at the 16th floor, or maybe let's break someone's leg. Let's break someone's leg. Hey buddy, let's play. So, isn't it? Let's play, exactly. Let's play. Isn't it? Let's play. So maybe the meaning of discourse actually relevant to the context. Isn't it?
Sir, is
Yes,
that
sir.
incomplete meaning? Incomplete sentence or meaning?
I'm just giving you the example. That could be a proper meaning, a proper sentence. Basically, discourse, we actually tell students discourse is a wholesome discourse. I mean, let's, let me give you an example. Let's say we will have a talk about women and gender equalities in the context of Bangladesh. Okay, let's study, let's say something, let's study our opinions, let's say something, let's study some academic papers, then that's called a discourse. We are having a discourse analysis that in this paper they have written in monody maybe a woman can have her own thoughts and maybe can privilege by her own freedom, but maybe at Mohammadpur, well at Mohammadpur there's no freedom for boys also.
There is also
There's no freedom for boys also. Okay, jokes apart. I do not discriminate. Mohammadpur is great. Okay, so that's called a discourse. We are having a greater thing in a shorter form. I mean, in a way, we are having some talks in a certain way, and we will think in a certain way. That's called a discourse. Not necessarily one way, maybe two ways, maybe three ways, maybe four ways. And discourse is the most upward thing of a speech. Discourse. Hey, okay, let me give you an example. If I just say these words to you at the street, you will say me, maybe he's a madman. I mean, why is he saying these, all these at that road? See the context. If I say this in this classroom inside, you will say maybe he's a professor. Oh, these words are really great. Do you know some rickshaw pullers actually have wiser word than me?
yes.
But still, we do not find that usual, we do not find that worthy because of discourse. See, this is a discourse, this is a classroom environment, this is a classroom setting, and we have to teach, we have to learn, we have to pass our exams. That's the whole context, and that's how discourse works.
In one line, we can say it's the context and environment.
Well, in the context and environment and the way we're thinking, the way we are talking. So for discourse, there's no one-liner actually. Sorry to say that. Okay. So discourse is a broader thing. It's really a greater thing as a broader thing. It's the topmost thing of language. Topmost thing. We all have discourses. We all have basically in Bengali we can say lenden. Yes, we can. We all have lenden. We all have lenden to our to our father, to our mother, to our
Friends.
Exactly, friends and enemies. Not only friends, enemies also.
Friends and foes.
Okay, so discourse.
Yes.
We will talk that later also. But for now, you just think discourse is the topmost thing at speech. Okay, it not only analyzes the surface meaning, which has just say let's play, but it also the underlying meaning. Let's play means let's break his leg. Okay, next slide please. Okay, let us study language. Okay, discourses, conversational analysis. See, which I said earlier, meaning pragmatics. Pragmatics syntax. Oh, syntax means sentence. I eat rice. Sentence. Subject, verb, object. In Bengali we say ami, ba, tai. Subject, object, verb. Everything. Yes, the structure. That's right. Okay, the pragmatics, the meaning in particular situation. Pragmatics also. Pragmatics, hey, one more important thing. Discourse analysis and pragmatics called interchangeably, and they sometimes, not sometimes, in many times they actually occurs both in a same situation, and that's why we say pragmatics and discourse analysis. Maybe there's a error in, what can I say, spelling, I don't know. Okay, sorry. Okay, so pragmatics and discourse analysis comes together. We all know that now? We all know that?
Yes.
Okay, discourse analysis, conversational analysis, you know. Okay, sentence, clauses, phrases falls under the roof of syntax. Yes, that's right, which is structure. I eat rice, I mean bhat khai, just like that. Okay, next slide please. So meaning, semantics. Okay, in other words, we have said in other words, in meaning, in dictionary meaning. You know what I said? So meaning basically comes with semantics. Okay, morphemes, what? Morphology, the study of language, the levels of language. These are basically the levels of language, and these are the studies of language. In which level we are studying and what we are studying. Basically, they are telling you that. As simple as that. Okay, speech, sound, phonemes, phonetics, and phonology. That's a course name also. We have that. Okay, so main branches of linguistics. By looking at this diagram, you can have the potentials or that proper meaning of what we have studied for the whole class today. Okay, in the center, what is that? At the center, I mean at the core, phonetics. That means the sounds, isn't it? So at the center we find the sound, because if there's no sound, then there's nothing, and nothing means nothing. Okay, then and then which actually rounds the sound? Rounded the sound, phonology. Yes, phonetics and phonology. Phonetics at the core and phonology rounded that, isn't it? Okay, and then which is rounded phonology? Morphology, morphemes, the shortest portion of a meaningful. Exactly. Okay, then the syntax, which he has said, structure. Structure. If we say structure, then basically it is the structure of a language, isn't it? The structure of a sentence making, i.e., tries subject, verb, object, isn't it? Okay, then syntax and semantics. Semantics also actually deals with that, even to some extent. Okay, pragmatics. So from now on, from the sentence we have make a shift. We are shifting towards pragmatics and discourse analysis. That means from now we have said I eat rice, just the meaning of it, ami bhat khai, but from now on we will say I eat rice, well, tumi keno bhat khao? Why don't you eat khichuri? Why don't you eat paratha? See, that's how basically pragmatics work. So I eat rice, do not take, hey, but okay, let me tell you one thing. Do you know the language students, the students of linguistics, basically are smarter? Do you know why? Because they do not treat a single word in a normal way. They always say, hey, why have they said it? Because our study actually made us to think in that particular way that we can never think a word or a sentence or a phrase or a clause or whatever you want to say in a proper way, because we have to dig deep and we have to find the meaning underneath. We have to find the meaning underneath. Let's play maybe normal sentence for any other department student, but for us maybe breaking someone's leg, isn't it? Yes, they also do that, but they do not do it conditionally or understandingly. We do it conditionally. We do it understandingly, isn't it? Okay, so pragmatics and then the discourse analysis. Okay. So basically macrolinguistics basically does not occur in the linguistic features, that means sound, phonemes, morphemes or anything. Macrolinguistics means in the broader sentence. Micro, pinpoint, micro, we all know that. Micro is pinpoint and macro is in broader way. Okay, in macrolinguistics, in broader way, all of macrolinguistics falls under the roof of discourse analysis. Yes. And there's psycholinguistics, we all know that social linguistics. Psycholinguistics means the psychology behind the language. The psychology behind the language. If I can say, let's play, and I am basically indicating let's break his leg, that means my psychology is playing a role here. By hearing this sound, by hearing these words, you can say in which kind of psychology I'm possessed with now, isn't it? Okay, social linguistics. One of the most important things, social linguistics is, contextual meaning. Social linguistics. In which context we can say a word, in which context we cannot say a word. Okay, maybe we have many other dialects. Basically, these are the dialectal form, isn't it? So, in which language we are talking in the classroom towards your teacher, maybe in English, or maybe in Promito Bangla, but with friends you will say Mama Lojaila, isn't it? And then in Rikshawala, with Rikshawala, you can say another words, I can't pronounce. So this is how social linguistics works. The
Actually-
society. Yes, sir.
Actually,
Oh, that's right. Maybe with your mother. So hey, you know, there's a saying, or no, there's not a saying. There's an academic research, and they find the result that the language we talk, in the language we talk with our mother, is the purest form of your language. Is the purest form of your language. The language you speak with your mother, only with your mother. The language you speak only with your mother. Just have a thought, just to recap your memories. Hey, in which language I talk with my mother? See, you will find the answer. In the language we talk to our mother, usually is the purest form of our first language, or L1. Basically, that's another story. That's a second language acquisition story. Okay, the social linguistics, basically the society and the language, and anthropological studies and computational studies. Anthropological studies, that means why? Yes. Yeah, that's right. Nritatikri means anthrop means human. We know that. So anthropological studies means why Chinese people talking that way, Bengali people talking that way, British people talking that particular way. So that's another story, no problem. And computational, there's no need of study. Okay? And then the last slide of this class, core branches of linguistics. From linguistics, we have language. Okay, and language, sound, phonology, phoneme, words, morphology. Words means smallest unit of understandable, meaningful. Words, the smallest meaningful unit. The smallest meaningful unit, isn't it? Okay. Then the sentence means structure, i.e. tries, subject, verb, object, isn't it? Isn't it easier? Isn't it great? And the meaning means semantics, the meaning, the surface meanings, semantics, and the underlying meanings, pragmatics and discourse analysis. Okay, is it? Stop. See, you can